Hey everybody, what is up? It's your friends Brian and Corey back at you with a new What's Up Wednesday this week. We have a really exciting interview with Dr. Maria Madison from College Park Elementary in New Hanover, North Carolina. So if you're a Carolina or Southern school, definitely stay tuned for this exciting interview. If you like the What's Up Wednesday show or the Sibme Coach Replay, you should like and subscribe wherever you're social at Sibme app. The queen of the Sibme Coach Replay show is joining me today. Corey, what is up?
Hey, Brian. So good to see you. Now, full warning, I think my connection is like just hanging on by a thread this morning. So if I lose y'all, just keep on going. I'll jump back in. But yeah, things are going well. Speaking of the Coach Replay show, we kicked that off in just a couple of weeks, season 3. Can you believe it? Last year, we turned season 2 into not only a web show, but also a podcast, and have gained a lot of followers on our podcast channel. And then season 3, we're kicking it off with Steve Barkley coming back at us, and a few of our Sibme coaches, as well as some other celebrities that we'll kind of release and announce as the year goes on. But I'm super excited. I think it's going to be the best year yet for the Coach Replay show.
Don't forget to do what the cool kids do. Like and subscribe the Sibme Coach Replay show at Sibme app. I also got a really cool talk show coming up next week. It's kind of a one-off. Go ahead, share your screen. My friend Rachel Spates, subscriber to Sibme, it has a little discussion going on at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with another subscriber to Sibme, turnaround principal James Payne, former principal of Liberty Point Elementary School, turnaround consultant. You don't want to miss this discussion. It is through the Leadership School. It is a paid service, but it's actually really not that expensive. Definitely check that out. I'm going to try to see if they can give us a little promo for friends of the company. Anyways, Corey, what you got cooking?
Well, Brian, I know you've been on the road and doing conferences, both in person and virtual. I got to attend a conference this week, just wrapped up the ICC Instructional Coaching Conference down with our partners at ESC Region 13 down in Texas. They put on one of the best coaching conferences I've ever been to, which is a little surprising because it's a small regional service center down in Texas, but they have been doing ICC for years. I have attended and presented at ICC just about every year that it's been around, and our friends do an amazing job. It's such a fun experience. It was online again this year. They had to go online last year, and then they did virtual again this year. I'm not sure if they'll come back in person or not. I got to ask the team. But yeah, I had 2 sessions, one Monday, one yesterday, talking about reflection and building our reflective capacities, reflecting as coaches, and then also a little bit about something I've been passionate about, which is the idea of blended coaching, taking the best of the face-to-face coaching work that we've done and the idea of the virtual coaching aspects and melding them together for a really high impact coaching experience that allows you to kind of scale and do more with less. So that was a lot of fun this past week. So I got to do that. Luckily, there's a bunch of sessions that are going to be on demand because I didn't get to participate in the conference as much as I wanted to, because we've been busy kicking people off, getting them started for getting ready for their teachers to come back and professional learning to kickstart for this school year. So we've been busy here.
Excellent. So we got a lot of trainings kind of coming up. So folks, if you think you need your training in the month of August, be sure to make sure that you get your strategy and planning meeting scheduled in the month of July, because we are rocking and rolling from now almost to Labor Day. So it is, this summer is heating up, and I'm not just talking about the temperature. I'm talking about Sibme subscribership.
That's right.
Now, an interview with one of my favorite Sibme subscribers in North Carolina. She's been with us for several years. She is the principal of College Park Elementary in New Hanover, North Carolina. Welcome to the party, Dr. Maria Madison.
Hi, how are you guys doing? Thank you for inviting me to join you today.
Well, we've really enjoyed working with you, and we think you have a lot of best practices to share with the folks. And why don't you talk to us a little bit about your campus and kind of a little bit about your background?
Well, College Park is a student in which we have a transient population and a student population, but our staff pretty much are consistent. And what we needed to do was find opportunities to share ideas with each other, but with the limited amount of budget spending, there was no opportunities for teacher coverage or opportunities for teachers to observe one another. And I went to a leadership opportunity sponsored by NC Papa, and you were there, and we were like, okay, we have got to get this going, Brian, at College Park, because we don't have the resources to support substitutes, but we need to see and share good teaching and learning opportunities. And so we needed to do that because, you know, we have the accountability to provide best teaching practices across the school setting. And so what Sibme has done for us is it set a precedence of culture involving academics at the root of best teaching practices. And we needed that. And so Sibme provided the opportunity for us to share in a way where it saved me some dollars. So we started that way.
Yeah, I remember that. Let's see, who was on that panel? Dr. Michael Fuga from Durham Public Schools. They had Pat Canetta from North Carolina, new teacher support program. And then Deidre Stevens, formerly from North Carolina, moved to turnaround principal in Texas. And I think that it was definitely a packed room. I wish I had the picture here, because I had never like hosted a panel discussion before, and it was so much fun because everybody in the room also had opportunities to kind of ask the panel questions, and I think it made it really human. You know this. Corey, you got the next question.
Yeah. So, Dr. Madison, you know, I had just kind of joined the team when y'all were getting started a few years ago. And so let's talk a little bit about how you got started with Sibme. One thing we're focusing on this month with all of our guests is kind of what was your strategy for introducing and launching the platform as a driver of professional learning and collaboration on your campus. So tell us a little bit about what your plan was as you rolled Sibme out.
Well, what my staff was concerned about was, how do I look on camera? That was the first thing. And so they were nervous. And who's going to see this video? And so what we did was we took one of your resources and we started off with the 360 classroom. And so this kind of worked in line with one of the researchers, Max Thompson, in creating a real estate classroom, a classroom that was welcoming for students. So we had the teachers to videotape first their classroom and talk about what areas would be conducive for learning and why they chose those areas for their students. And then on top of that, we presented Sibme as a non-evaluating tool. And that was one of the things that drove me to it, Brian. You really sold us on that. It is not about an evaluation process. It's about strengthening your instructional practices. And so we started off small with just showing off your classroom to each other. And then we moved forward with small sessions of coaching for our beginning teachers. So we used it for mentors to support beginning teachers. So admin never got into the picture. Actually, we're still not into the picture until last year when we had a district mandate and we started doing instructional rounds. So we're still in the best teaching practice and supporting practices for instructional practices for teachers. This tool is not used as an evaluative mode. And so we are still sticking to that to this day. The only thing we've done is increase the users. So we started off, first of all, with everybody just sharing their classroom. And then we presented the mentoring piece with our teachers mentoring beginning teachers. And then we added coaches, and our coaches started creating huddles for each other and just snippets of less than 15-minute videos. Because the teachers, of course, would say, who's going to control the video? Who's going to do this? And so we purchased pods. And so we learned how to record videos using iPads and even our phones and smartphones. So we made it less threatening and more of a collaborative approach and support of one another. And so we're continuing to use that as resource today in that manner. And we're looking forward to next school year because COVID just brought an even bigger lens for Sibme for us. And so we're excited about the future for Sibme and us providing opportunity for instructional conversations that are much needed for our staff.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's incredible. And you know, you're able to get instructional rounds done during the corona, so you could spread, you know, some of the best things that were kind of working. So, you know, things that were surprisingly working, things that were, you know, essential. Do you want to talk to us a little bit about that COVID response and how Sibme helped out?
Well, what we had the challenge of bringing small groups of students into the school. And then we also had the challenge from the district for the beginning implementation of the Eureka program. And then also the challenge, and I wouldn't say the challenge, the opportunity with instructional rounds. And so we killed 3 birds in one stone. What we did was our instructional team thought about, okay, how can we bring our kids in safely in a manner to support their social and emotional needs? So we decided in the morning we would start the students coming in and completing a math task with manipulatives and eat breakfast at the same time because the kids had to eat breakfast in the room. So instead of a worksheet and you come through the door and, you know, kids, oh, another worksheet. So we said, what can we do to bring some kind of joy to our students, transition them into the classroom, complete a small task, and have them working on an open-ended math task. So kids with math tools in their hand with math task, and of course, a Sibme recording. So what we did was we did small videos of that instructional practice being implemented at that morning. And so what we did was created those opportunities for small videos in the morning and looking at the engagement between teacher and the student engaged in that instructional task. And then we were later on able to share videos with each other, able to glean bright ideas, questions, and then have the instructional conversation. It was like, whoa, we have stepped into really the 21st century. And then everybody saw the videos. And so that was the task. Everybody, so the videos, we had created a walkthrough tool, an admin team to kind of make notes. But what was great, we were able to stamp really instructional high points in the videos, write our comments right in there. Teachers were able to see the comments and the teachers were able to get feedback, positive feedback from their colleagues, their instructional coach team. And it was just a win-win. And so when that teacher's video was shared, it was like, oh my goodness, the highlight. And so we also had it in collaboration with our parent communication. So teachers took pictures of the kids during that engagement time in the morning and text the parents. And so it was just a win-win all the way around. So once they got that positive feedback from the instructional rounds, it was just an awesome opportunity for us at the district level. And I even shared it at this district level, and some of my colleagues are going to implement those strategies next school year.
There's very exciting stuff going on in New Hanover.
Yes.
How do you think? I mean, so we're now you just kind of really started touching on the next question: how Sibme will help beyond the pandemic. We're talking about instructional rounds. What else do you think?
Well, what I feel is that the data that Sibme gives you, the resources that are embedded there, are very useful. Teachers got the opportunity to see each other and support each other in their own home. Like, they could watch the videos at home. They could watch the videos and give feedback then. And so what we want to do is, now we know we've broken the ice. Teachers are not really worried now about, because they were worried about, okay, what if the kid does this in the video, and I can't edit the video. And now there's no fear behind that now. So we're looking forward to next year, and even increasing the level of the peer teacher collaboration and the mentor teacher observer collaboration. So we are just moving beyond that. One of the district leaders has also wanted to join the huddle. We're like, okay. So we said, okay, we have to make sure the teachers feel comfortable with you being a part of our huddle, and watching our videos in a non-threatening way. So we are using the opportunity, and of course, saving money. We don't have to have substitutes covering classes. The teachers can, stay with their classes and their students, because, sometimes there's a substitute. The teachers are afraid of the challenges. They don't have to create sub-plans. I mean, it's just a win-win for us using the video coaching model from Sibme. So I'm excited for next year.
Yeah, this is going to be some really good stuff. Go ahead, Corey.
No, I just think it's all so amazing. And I think it's important. I want to go back a little bit to something that you shared with how you began Sibme, right? And you talked about that anxiety that everyone feels. We've heard that folks are a little less anxious coming into video here lately, because they were all on video and Zoom and all the Google Hangouts and everything. But there's still anxiety. There's still that question about evaluation. So you're really clear about this was not for an evaluative purpose. But you also gave them an opportunity to share and collaborate in a really low stakes manner, which is why that Classroom 360 is one of our most recommended kind of getting started tools. Everyone wants to see inside everyone's classroom. It also gives them an opportunity to practice using a new technology, which is Sibme. There is a little bit of a learning curve. It's pretty user-friendly, but learning how to record with the app, how to share that, how to comment with those timestamps. Those are all important before you really start getting in the nitty-gritty of, really focusing on instructional practices and that feedback piece. And then I also think it's so amazing. Of course, your teachers were excited and on fire because you were giving positive feedback. And especially last year, we needed that as educators, right? We needed to hear what was going well in our rooms and in our instruction. And I just think that is such a powerful strategy that I hope everybody had the opportunity to receive a little bit of that positive feedback this last year. So with that in mind, tell me what you're thinking about as far as what advice would you give to folks who are just getting started? This isn't their second or third year. They're just getting started this year. What do you say to them as their teachers are coming back into their schools or everyone's coming back in together? What is your suggestion for how they should start out?
My suggestion is to, of course, set your expectation of what and how you want Sibme to look in your school. And I would not go full blown with all staff. I would start off small with staff that are a part of your administrative team. Because at one point, what we did as well, our administrative team, we recorded our like small meetings with student support just so we can get ourselves on video and give feedback to each other. And that was a way that we did that, those small videos, and shared it with the targeted group that we wanted to focus on. I would say, you know, most importantly, don't use it as an evaluative tool. Start with a small group of targeted group of on fire teachers. Sometimes it's your beginning teachers. You never think about that because, you know, they are, a lot of them are tech savvy. They were born in the age of technology, and they know how to learn navigate the tools of Sibme and uploading the video. And that was one of our challenges. I got my video uploaded first, and then, you know, we have a career teacher. I can't do it. So, yeah. So have a moment set aside to help each other, you know, and talk about the technicalities and how it's okay if your video didn't record the first time. You know, it's okay. You know, you'll be saying that a lot, and you'll be fine. My biggest suggestion: start small, have your focus group, record videos of yourself, and upload those videos. Be willing to share your moments and your bloopers to Sibme first before you bring it to the staff. But I would not use it as an evaluative tool. It is an instructional practice for collaboration amongst your staff.
Yeah.
You got to keep that place safe. And that is that is some great advice. Go ahead, Corey.
Well, no, I absolutely love that. You know, while we are able to do the evaluative pieces of, you know, leadership work, we were really designed. Our goal was for that instructional piece, for that learning piece. This is a space for collaboration and reflection and learning, and evaluation can happen. And we've got some folks who are able to do both in the same space, but I would, absolutely focus there. And I'm a big fan of the start small before you go big. So I love that advice with the focus group. Now I have a question for you also, because you're using so much video and you've got all of these great highlights from this last year. Are you using video library yet? Or is that going to be a part of your strategy for next year to start to kind of catalog and curate some of those best practices?
Yes, that is our next step, because our admin team thought about like new hires. So one of the programs that we do here, phonemic awareness and teaching phonemic awareness, is we use foundations. And so we really have some good foundations teachers. And so what we decided was, what we'll do, our administrative team, is capture snippets of that for beginning teachers. And we actually used a portion of our videos for some new hire staff. Like, we've shared some of our new hire staff snippets of our math with manipulatives in the morning. So we're going to use it too as bringing new staff on board, and also talk about instructional practices that are already in place that new staff members will be required to implement and, of course, do. So we're excited about that. So that is on our list, along with some other great resources that we have.
Yes, awesome.
Well, that's really appreciated your insight today, Dr. Madison. Thank you very much. We hope to see you, maybe doing a presentation on instructional rounds at NC Papa this year. Maybe not. I don't know. Or at least maybe our Better Together conference. But we're always excited when we get together with you. Thank you for joining us today. Corey, any final thoughts?
No, yeah, I think you shared some really great resources, some really great strategies. So thank you again for joining us. We'll see you soon, Dr. Madison.
Okay. Thank you for our partnership. I appreciate you. Take care, guys.
You're the best.
Bye-bye.
All right. Hey, Brian,
Awesome.
speaking of better together, I'm so glad that you mentioned that because we've got some news to share. Now we have reached out to these folks, but we want to do a public shout out to the winners of our grand prizes. So for Better Together, yes, we for the Better Together Summit this year, we had some major prizes that we gave away. A trip for two to Tulum, Mexico. Congratulations to Kim Blumke. If that name is familiar to you, yes, she's a subscriber for Sibme and she presented at Better Together, but she was the most active person in the conference. That woman was in there in the live sessions. She was also viewing and commenting on sessions on demand the several weeks afterwards. So she rose to the top as the number one activity, which is what we based these prizes off of. And then Miss Hall, who is a beginning career teacher, but joined us for Better Together Summit. She was amazing. I got to be in a few of the Ed Camp discussions with her. Wow. She got an iPad, which I think was going to be great for her first year classroom. So that's pretty amazing. And then Angela, I'm not going to try to say your last name, Angela. Brian might, but I'm not. Schreiber. Won an Apple Watch. So, and I believe she's from Burnett ISD. So yeah, so our big prizes, but we also have folks who have been notified. So if you haven't checked your email, make sure you check that if you attended Better Together, whichever email you registered with, because you might have a gift card or a book coming your way, because we also gave out other prizes too. So congratulations to these big winners. I can't wait to hear about Kim's trip to Mexico later on this year.
You got to go to the cenotes for sure. Absolutely.
Yes. The cenotes.
Cenotes.
I'm going to have to give her a call and just give her the down low on all the places to go to Tulum, Mexico. So that's amazing. Huge shout out, though, as well to everyone who attended Better Together and presented at Better Together. Several of those presenters are going to be joining me on the Coach Replay show this next season. So that's exciting. And then last but not least, a shout out to all of our leadership, educators and teachers who are gearing up for the start of a new school year. We had a countdown going here at the camp house, thought it was 34 days. Then realized school starts a week earlier than we thought. We looked at the wrong date this year. So last night I was buying all the school supplies online and putting in orders for new school clothes. And so for everyone who's getting ready to start up a new school year this year and thinking about how you're going to make this year amazing for your teachers and your students, we just want to give you a big shout out and know that we are here to support your work. So let us know how we can help you.
Stay classy out there, everybody. We'll see you next week for another brand new What's Up Wednesday show. See you then.
Bye, everyone.